Hello everybody, and happy Good Friday. I hope you're all well and safe and healthy. I'm just dropping by today. I usually do a free tutorial on a Monday, but with Easter there's so many great projects that you can do, so I thought I'd drop by and do one today because it's really hot and sunny outside today, and there's going to be a big temptation for people to go off for days out on the beach and things, and we really need to stay home and protect our NHS. So I thought if I gave you a little idea to do at home, you never know, it might stop you from having that temptation and going out for the day. So today's project is to make some bunting, some Easter bunting, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And the things that you need for this are some plain paper, so coloured paper if you've got it, some pattern paper, so that could be things like wrapping paper, or if you wanted to and you had felt tip pens, you could maybe create your own coloured decorative paper and sort of make your own patterns. You need a scissors, you need a pencil, you need a black pen, you need a fork, and I'll explain to you why you need a fork later on. You need some wool, and you also need some ribbon. So I'm going to give you a few hints and tips on how to do this, and hopefully it will inspire you to make something for your home. So I'm going to be using some wrapping paper that's left from these toilet rolls, because way before toilet rolls were the big new thing, I've been having Who Gives a Crap subscription for about a year now, and these toilet rolls are great because they don't cut down trees. In fact, they plant trees, so they're a really good organisation. But they come individually wrapped in these beautiful paper wrappings, so I save them for craft projects. So what you're going to need to do is create yourself a little template of a rabbit like this. So the idea is that you want the ears and like a full frontal rabbit rather than one on the side with a tail. So create one like that, so that you've got a template, and then what you can do is put it down onto your piece of paper, your decorative piece of paper, or if you haven't got wrapping paper, you can, like I said, use felt tip pens and make your own. You're going to use your template by putting it down onto the piece of paper like that, and you're going to draw around it with a pencil, and this way it means by making a template you will be able to make your bunny shapes all the same. So then you're going to cut that out. So, and if you're really clever, what you can do is put lots of pieces of paper together and cut your bunny shapes out all in one go. But sometimes the paper does move when you try to do that. So, and do you know, we've got loads of time on our hands, haven't we? So why speed up the process? We might as well just take our time and enjoy what we're doing. So you're going to cut those shapes out, and it depends how long you want your bunting to be. Mine's only going stretching along the sort of size of that shelf. You might want to make lots and lots for your garden because it's such a lovely, beautiful day. You don't have to worry about it getting wet. Or if you just want it to go over the mantelpiece. So depending on how long you want it to be, depends on how many of these little bunny shapes you need. So lots of different colours. Then what you also need to do is make yourself some pennants. So some triangle shapes out of plain coloured paper if you've got it. Don't worry if you haven't. Again, if you've just got plain paper, you could colour it in with felt tip pens or crayons if that's all you've got. So once you've got however many you need, you're then going to get your bunny shape, and that is going to go onto your pennant shape like that. Okay, so with your glue, and I don't think I mentioned that you needed glue, but you will need a little bit of glue, and this Yoo-hoo glue is really good because it sticks almost instantly. It's a bit smelly, so don't breathe it in, but this is the best sort of glue to use. And you're going to stick your bunny shape onto your pennant like so. There we are. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you want one that's facing towards the front, so you can add in with a black pen a little nose and some eyes and some whiskers and maybe a nice smile. Like so. So that's your bunny facing forward. And then on your other bunny, so I'm going to stick my other one down, you're going to need to make a tail. And that's where the fork is going to come in handy. And I'm going to show you a really quick way of making a pom-pom tail. So just stick my second bunny down. So I've now got my second bunny. Now, to make your tail, you need a fork and you need some wool. And what you're going to do is wrap the wool around the prongs of your fork like this. So I'm going to start it off so I can show you. And you're going to wrap it around like this. Okay, can you all see what I'm doing? Wrapping that around the fork. And you're going to keep going until your fork is quite full with wool. Now the best way to do it, if you've got a darning needle, you could thread it down through the prongs and poke it down and thread a piece of wool around. But what I find easier to do is just to pull it off really carefully and holding it really lightly without making that unravel. And then with another piece of wool, you're going to tie that around the loop, because you've created lots and lots of loops, and you're going to go the opposite way by tying it. So I'm going to just show you what I mean by doing this now. And then you want to tie that really tight, and it's helpful if you've got somebody who can put their finger on the knot, but I'm just weighting it down with my thumb. So now can you see that I've tied that across the loop? I haven't tied it the same way as the loop has been going around the fork, I've done it across. So then what you can do with a pair of scissors is start cutting into the loop section of the pom-pom. So it helps if you've got a really good sharp pair of scissors. And can you see that now is starting to get really fluffy? We're going to do the other side as well. And the secret is not to cut the piece of wool that you've tied around it that's anchoring everything together. So that is starting to look like a pom-pom, but it needs a bit of a haircut. So holding on to the long piece that you've tied round, what you can do now is just snip that off and pretend that you're a hairdresser and give that a bit of a trim and make it nice and fluffy, making sure that all the loops are trimmed up as well. Like so. Now in true Blue Peter style, here's one I made earlier where it's a bit more fluffy. Okay, so then what you can do, you can cut off the long tie, and then with your Yoo-hoo glue, pop a bit of glue onto the bottom of the bunny. So my glue's just there, and stick down the pom-pom, and you need to push push down a little bit so that that glue really, really sticks. And with your black pen, you're just going to put some whiskers just to the side of the face, like that. Now, my glue isn't going to stick for me to hold it up, I don't think, but let's just try. Just want to hold it up to the camera so that you can see. Okay, so that's the back bunny with the tail, and then we've got the front bunny. Now, on the ones that I've put up over there, I've added a little contrasting bow tie so that you could add features like that. You could add flowers in the bunny's hair if you wanted to. Then the next thing that you need to do is just with a hole punch, put some holes in the top of your pennant on the edges like so. And then with some ribbon, you can then thread it through. And the best way I find is that the main bulk of the ribbon is going underneath to the back. And so the top part is where the ribbon's threading through the holes, just through there. Okay, so that's just a quick and easy way of making some cheerful Easter bunting to brighten up your home and garden while we are all home. And we've got lovely, gorgeous sunshine, but it's just giving you something to do while we're staying safe and staying home. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know if you make some. Take some photos of the bunting in your gardens or in your home so that I can see. And if you've enjoyed this video, then share it with your friends and get them to make it too. I hope you're all safe and healthy, and I wish you a really lovely, happy, sunny Easter weekend. Okay, bye-bye for now. Bye.